Hey guys, this is Ura here. Uh, yeah, you could refer to me as Ian. So this is a little tutorial on how to use the beginning team that everyone says on the soul boards, IRU, it's often known as IRU, but it's actually called Ichigo-Rukia-Ururu in full. So this team, made of solely starter characters, is considered one of the best of all time in Soul Arena. Now, I actually do not agree with this, but I'm still going to make a tutorial about it because a lot of people do find this team helpful. I guess it's good. Got me 5 wins in a row first time around on an alternate account of mine. Yeah, so I'll show you how to use the team. In my opinion, you may disagree. And if you disagree, feel free to tell me something that I may have missed. I mean, there's nothing wrong with giving criticism, but if you're gonna tell me, oh, you're such a butthurt guy who doesn't even know how to use such a good team, I really don't care. I mean, you can tell me to private battle you, I will not actually play you. Yeah, I really do not care what people have to say about this video. I just do it for educational purposes. So I'll go through each of the different skills and characters. So first let's talk about Ichigo. Now he is the main character of the show. He is Mr. Spike, I'll spike your ass off guy, where I am just gonna keep attacking you, gonna get my attack higher, just gonna beat your ass. Now, I get that's a pretty good way to simplify him. So let's go through each of the skills in the order of what you'd use them probably. So let's talk about the Zangetsu Power Fusion. This skill is probably one of the best skills I've seen in the game. So for 3 turns, Ichigo will deal 10 more piercing damage, not just damage, piercing damage, which is actually really useful for him because that just means it makes him so much easier to spike. And so, once you have that ability to spike, plus the 50% of damage reduction that you get, you're set. I mean, you can just keep attacking and attacking. Like if you look at this, if you see the skill I'm actually using right now, I'm actually doing 45 damage just for these 2 Rai with this attack. And 45 plus this, which will be 30, which I'll explain later, and this 20 damage attack, just look at the beauty that comes. You'll see why people love this team. Now, people could be saying, oh, I'm using it wrong, I'm using it for spiking. That's just my opinion on how to use the team. I mean, it's good and all for Rai gain, stunning, and all that, but there's just... I've seen so many better teams for that. So now we have Zangetsu Slash, which is a much smaller attack than this, but it's still equally effective in my opinion. It costs 1 less Rai, 1 less specific Rai, and it just allows you to do insane damage, for 30 damage for 1 Zon after you use that random attack. And eventually you're going to keep getting more and more and more. And so, the more you use that attack, the better it gets, the stronger your team will be, the easier it will be to take down your opponent. So Ichigo, pretty summarized, just spiking. Now Rukia is a little bit more complicated than probably any other character in the team. Rukia, her first attack, Binding Spell Restrain. Now, if you need to stun an important character, this is just what you'll do first. You just want to stun that character, take them down pretty quickly, make it so that your opponent just can't use them. And that's pretty simple. So now, after you use that, if you use Blue Fire Crashdown, it's pretty effective. I mean, you get to do 30 damage with this skill now, and the character, now that it's not stunned anymore, is going to do pretty little damage. So then, once they can't do much damage, it's pretty easy to take them down, unless they decide to go invulnerable, and you'll just have to wait a little bit to take them down. Next is her Spirit Glove, which is a little bit harder to explain. This skill, basically, if you just attack with any skill while this is on the opponent, then they'll just lose 1 Ryatsu. And this is a pretty golden skill. I mean, if you can attack with him and her, they lose 2 Ryatsu, they can only do 1 skill per turn unless they have they have Raichu saved up. That makes it a very effective skill, makes it very hard for your opponent to get back on their feet after you use this. And frankly, that's why a lot of people love to use IRU, because it's really just easy to use this. It's really easy to abuse it. Now let's talk about Ururu. Ururu. Ru. So Crushing Kick. This skill is actually a really nice skill. What you get to do is you deal 20 damage, but the enemy will ignore all beneficial skills for one turn. Now what does this mean? They can't go invulnerable, they can't heal, they can't get damage reduction, they can't do shit. Which means they're pretty much an open target now. The only thing they can really do is attack or do some sort of strategic skill on you. Strategic skill. It's a bad habit. Rampage. It's 4 turn to 15 damage, so that's 60 damage for this right here. Now that's a pretty nice skill. I mean, come on, you just gotta love that. And so then during this time, Uru will gain 5 damage reduction, which is actually really good considering, and she'll ignore all harmful effects besides for damage and right to cost changes. The cost changes is just a glitch, it's not supposed to be like that. Whatever. So about the harmful effects, she can't be stunned, she can't lose Raichu, she can't. I mean, nothing can happen to her. I mean, obviously she can get a lot of damage on her, she could die like that. But besides for that, I mean, there's no way to really stop her unless you really do a lot of damage on her, which can easily be stopped with these two characters. Now let's talk about KO. If you can get 2 White Rai and just deal massive amount of damage at once, you'll be just changing the tide of a battle with this skill. I mean, you do 45 damage and you stun a character for a turn just with this. If you have the chance to use this, 9 out of 10 times I would say use it. I mean, it is a real game changer and it can help you win a game. So yeah, that's a pretty basic tutorial on how to use Ichigo-Rukia-Ururu, otherwise known as IRU. This is Ura. This is my first team commentary. Hope you liked it. Private message me if you have any questions. If you have any questions, this is my name. That is one space for I've been asked this before. Yeah, this is Ura. Peace out.